And I'm going to introduce you to some amazing young ladies who I have been working with I've had the pleasure to work with since March, well, probably since April. And these are our fellows. And these are the group of students that are paid they have oversight over the district teams, and they will really be kind of leading this work. They have been so inspiring to watch work. They have given up their entire spring and summer doing this work. They're dedicated. They never quit. And they have been out in the sun doing voter registration events with me. And I'm so excited for you to meet them because they're going to tell you a little bit more about what that work actually looks like. And so I'm going to now introduce you to Sophia, who is going to talk a little bit about what our team structure looks like. And then we'll move on to kind of what the day-to-day work looks like.
So hi everyone, I am Sophia and I am a rising senior at Central High School, and I am also an ambassador fellow here at My School Votes, and I'm very excited that we as students can be here to talk to all of you about the amazing and important work that we've been doing this spring and summer and what we plan on doing this fall. I will be explaining the structure of our student teams at My School Votes. So first we have our district team, and this team is led by ambassador fellows such as me, and this team focuses on obtaining school leaders from each school in the district, being the School District of Philadelphia. Those school leaders will then take that work into their own school. So this team of students will then organize and mobilize school teams in their own schools. And then the second team that we have are those student teams, which are those school teams, And this is led by national ambassadors, which is another role at My School Votes. This second team is like branches of our district team that focus on those specific schools. Each school team works to send out DM via Instagram with voter registration information and recruitment into their school team, and also delivering voter registration messages into the classrooms. I am now going to pass it to Laqueenda, which is going to explain each of those student roles that I mentioned earlier.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laqueenda, and I've been part of the My School Votes When We All Votes program as both an ambassador fellow and a national student ambassador. So the roles that we have for you today is the national student ambassador, national ambassador fellow, which is a paid internship role. As ambassador fellow, your job is to help recruit and train captains, helping them build teams of 5 to 10 ambassadors to run voter registration campaigns in their schools. You also, of course, this is not limited to 10 students. We want to build we want to encourage more kids and more students to join our program. So this could exceed this number. Also, as ambassador fellows, you host weekly district meetings to welcome new recruits, as well as build on your ideas with your school captains on more ways to get involved and to get voters registered and more recruits in their teams. As ambassador fellows, our goal is to have a team in each school in our district. This past summer, even though we made a lot of progress in registering voters in our city, we haven't gained a lot of ground in terms of recruitment. That is why we need your support in spreading the word this upcoming school year in your classes. Another leadership role offered by the program is the National Student Ambassador role that I have previously mentioned. Even though this role is not a paid role, we encourage new recruits to take it on starting off, and then if they are more committed, they can apply for the other roles in the program. As national students ambassadors, you organize and lead school teams by registering students in your schools. This is why we want more and more students from each schools to be recruited, because then it makes it easier for students to connect with their own, connect with the students in their schools rather than working in other schools. And so you do so by spreading the message in your classes and recruiting friends to join the program. You also participate on district teams, and this is by a number of ways that my friend, that our National Student Ambassador, Samyah, is going to talk about coming up. So I'm going to pass it on to Samyah.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Laqueenda. So my name is Samyah Smalley, and I'm a rising senior at Central High School, and I've been a National Student Ambassador, and I'm transitioning and being a fellow. So I'm going to take over from here. So one thing that student ambassadors do is we've been sending direct messages. So once you're assigned a school, we will DM people using outreach on Instagram for that certain school. And so we'll just introduce ourselves really quickly and tell them a little bit about what's going on. And we do registration and recruitment DMs. So that means we will register people through DMs. So send them the link, which they can register with, kind of explain why voting is important a little bit, maybe explain what's important to us, them, and just introduce ourselves so, they're not like wary of anything. And we'll also do recruitment DMs, which we try to recruit people for our district teams and school teams. So, we can have more ambassadors and more school captains and more fellows. And so we deliver voter registration messages in classrooms. So when we're a part of ambassadorships, you're going to be a part of, your own school teams. And we want to deliver the message of voter registration in school. So then there's school captains, and you participate in school teams. So, we're trying to register every student in the district. So, we separate it by schools, and you'll participate in those teams. So, I've been working with Girls High. So you go on Instagram right now, because due to Corona, we've been really trying to focus on outreach. So we'll go on Instagram, find kids in those schools, find people who lead clubs and things like that. And we'll DM them, ask them, if they're interested. And another thing we'll do is we'll use email outreach. So emailing principals, teachers, and really trying to get a response from them, because it's so helpful if we can get them to work with us and possibly connect us to students who are interested or clubs they may have, because we want to start voter registration teams in every school. So that's why it's so important that our teachers are able to work with us, and we want to make it, like Miss Angie said, as easy as possible, and don't want any stress on teachers. But, we've put that work out there, and we love when teachers get back with us so we can work with them. And yeah, school captains also deliver direct messages, for registration and recruitment. So I'm going to pass it to Sheyla and Abby, and they're going to explain some more about how we can get involved and more students and teachers can take action.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby. I'm a rising senior at Central High School. Sheyla will be talking soon as well. She'll be helping me out with the slide, but I do feel like this slide gives you all the links that you guys were talking about in the chat earlier. So right here, sign up to commit and take action. This gives us all the information that we can use to contact you, things like that. Like for us, it's important for our teachers to be just on board as our students are. For me personally, my whole life, I feel like teachers have always had like an impact on me. So I feel like Andrew just dropped the link in the chat, so feel free to copy and paste that, save that link, have that on you, put it in your bookmarks tab, whatever you gotta do. But yeah, that's like a perfect place to sign up, do those things as a teacher. Another action I can talk about is sharing the link and playing the video in our classes. So for example, spending a couple minutes of your class. I understand that all of you are busy, you're all adjusting to the online life. It's completely understandable, but we just would like for you to, spend the last 5-10 minutes of class talking about this. Like a pro tip that is shared on the screen is start by sharing your classroom on day one, just so that you get the idea in their head. I feel like something that's really, really important to explain is that we have been working on this since the spring and the summer, and time is running out. Like, election day is coming upon us, and even in that itself, there is a due date where you have to register to vote. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pass it on to Sheyla, talk about the work that we've been doing.
Hello, yes, I too have been a student ambassador for a couple months now. We've been working to get teams in each school and to get people registered. Like, we've been working ever since we went virtual. Like, as soon as March hit, as soon as everything turned over, we were already trying to register people for the primary. So then when we all vote, they reached out, or my school votes when we all vote, the high school branch, they reached out to us to help out, because it was hard. We had to switch over. We couldn't register people with the tablets anymore, so we had to switch our methods, and we have switched our methods, and we're working with students all across the country. And so now it's time for you guys to help us, and we need you guys to share the link in the class, and even maybe if you build teams, then have the student leaders speak, because sometimes it's more effective if you have students speaking to each other about like why they should vote. Because like, I've noticed that, like, I thought it was going to be really easy to just register people, like it was just second nature, but a lot of people, it's not, and they don't trust the system, they don't trust voting, and sometimes having like a peer-to-peer speech is better. So like, I think that when you show the video, maybe have a student say a few words, but when you show the video, make sure you put the registration link. That's also something that's made things easier now that COVID-19, I guess. I mean, before COVID-19 we could do it online, but now everybody's definitely registering online. So make sure you keep pushing that registration link. We have it in our Instagram, like at When Philly Votes. And encourage students to join the district team so that they can not only register students in their school, but register students all across the district, because we don't have student leaders in all schools. So we're trying to build them out. We're trying, like, if I'm a student leader at Central, I'm working with George Washington right now to get their students, because they have like over 400 kids, and I've been working with their principals and the teachers there, and I've been trying to tell them, like, you don't want to look back on this moment and say, I could have done more. So make sure you're doing all you can. Like, I know we have been doing all we can. We gave up our whole summers to do this. We've been in the sun, like Miss Angie said. We've been spending hours on social media DMing people. Now we need you guys to step in. And also, I would like to say that we've been emailing you guys over the summer, and we haven't got a lot of responses. So now that you're back to work, we hope that you guys will start to respond. I think we emailed like 50 teachers maybe like last week. So please check your emails and respond, and we'll have all the info there. And encourage students to join your teams. Oh, go ahead, Abby.
Yeah, so just to add really quickly, I do think, for me personally, I mentioned before how teachers have always had an impact on me. I do think at the end of the day, this is also beneficial to you as teachers. A lot of the high school kids now, within 4 or 5 years, they'll be out of college, you know what I mean? They'll be the ones, helping society and, our local government as we know it. You know what I'm saying? So you want your own students to be involved in the work that they're doing in their own communities. We want to raise lifelong voters. We no longer want it to only be older people that are voting for their entire lives. We want to see young people stepping up. It is time for us to step up. As you've seen all summer with all the things that are going on with the protests, the marches, et cetera, et cetera. However you feel about them, I do feel like youth have played a major part in how the world is slowly, becoming. So I feel like I said before, you guys are playing a massive part of this. So even after high school, we want them to be voting in college, even out of college when they're adults, when they have families. So another link that I want to share with you is to encourage students to join the district team. So at this meeting, it's right here. That's like a place for kids to sign up. At the Philly district team meeting, we'll be discussing with the fellows, people, other captains, et cetera, just the work that we're going to be doing. We can give one-on-one help. I understand that, like, for some students might feel intimidated, and I completely understand that, because it can feel really daunting to take on organizing and these kinds of things. But I 100% can assure you that a lot of us, I think I can speak for all the fellows, didn't really know what we were doing when we were first starting out. But right now, you're hearing us speak, like right now, talking to you. We know what we're talking about. It only takes a couple of weeks to really get on board with what we're doing. So that being said, hopefully we've encouraged you guys to really take that action. As students, we really do feel like teachers and faculty have played such a huge role in how we see the world today, especially like social studies teachers, things like that. So I don't think if anyone has anything else to add or say.
Yes, I do. Can you guys today, right now, email or however you reach out to your students, email at least 2 students, because we need student leaders in each school. So that's something for you to do right now. Like a lot of times, Miss Angie, they give us things to do, like send this message. So right now, like commit to sending 2. We need at least 2 people in each school. So can you guys do that? I know you know 2 students. That's all I have to say.
All right, that being said, thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening to everything we had to say. I'm just going to pass it on to Andrew. Thank you, guys.
Wow, I don't know how to follow that. Thank you, Sophia, Laqueenda, Samyah, Abby, Sheyla. You guys are so impressive.